The FA Cup weekend all comes to an end as Manchester United beat Arsenal on penalties. Now, in this game, I did think Arsenal could have been a bit more clinical with their chances. They did miss a lot of chances, and I thought that Manchester United looked the better team in this game. Altay Bayindir looked like a really good goalkeeper. In fact, I think he should probably start over Onana in the Premier League because I don't think Onana is good enough, if I'm completely honest. I think Altay Bayindir should be starting over Onana. And that is genuinely not what I think. From what I've seen from Bayindir in tonight's performance, I really do think that he should start for Manchester United because he looks like a really good goalkeeper, and especially against Arsenal as well. Arsenal looked really flat in this game, and Arsenal didn't really deserve anything out of this game. They did get a goal from Gabriel Magalhaes, but still didn't deserve anything from this game. They just weren't very good at all. They look really flat. really flat, and I don't think they're going to be winning the Premier League if that game's anything to go by. But it's the FA Cup. It is the FA Cup, and it was a win on penalties. But still, I thought United were the better team in this game. They took their chances more. Bruno Fernandes scored a pretty good goal, and I just think with this new system that they're under with Ruben Amorim, I do think they could start to kick on. And, obviously with Marcus Rashford possibly going this month before the January transfer window closes, I think that they could get back to the old ways, possibly. Not like Fergie days, like how they were in 2018, 2019, because they were getting top four back then. So I still think it's going to take a long time for Ruben Amorim to solidify his United team in the Premier League because they need some signings. They really do. I don't think Rasmus Højlund is good enough. They need a striker in that department. Xerxes as well. I think they need to replace him. And I think Onana has been good at points this season, especially in their last Premier League game against Liverpool. But I think Onana needs to go as well. I think he gets replaced with Bayindir. But, yeah, all good from Manchester United today, which I didn't expect, if I'm completely honest. I thought Arsenal would win this, but we've had some really, really good games this weekend, surprisingly. We've obviously had Tamworth take Tottenham to extra time, which they were beating 3-0 in, which is expected from a Premier League side to beat a non-league side. We obviously had Bromley score first in their game against Newcastle. Yeah, there's been some pretty entertaining games this weekend. Obviously, Tyler Young missed his chance to play his dad, Ashley Young, in the FA Cup in Everton's FA Cup fixture against Peterborough. Something that could have broken a record, which is quite disappointing. But yeah, we've had some pretty decent games this week. One that I enjoyed was Liverpool playing Accrington Stanley, which did end 4-0 to Liverpool. But you expect it. And also Man City beating Salford 8-0, which, again, also expected. But yeah, we've had some pretty good games this weekend, in my opinion. Especially Tamworth versus Tottenham, which I didn't expect to go to extra time. I thought Tottenham would have had that over and done by full time. But no, that got taken to extra time. I think it was quite embarrassing from Spurs. And Tamworth, I was watching it, and Tamworth looked pretty good. I don't watch non-league football. I don't know how good Tamworth are in non-league. I don't watch them. But from this game, Tamworth were really good, and it's embarrassing that Tottenham didn't score more than 3 goals because I thought they'd have had it wrapped up by half-time, if I'm completely honest. But, yeah, something to come from this game, Arsenal versus Manchester United. Arsenal needed to finish their chances off more, and they didn't do that. They weren't clinical enough and deserved to get knocked out in penalties. Obviously, penalties is basically a coin toss. You never know what could happen. But, yeah, I really do think that Arsenal need to be more clinical. Kai Havertz, especially with this game, he also missed a penalty. Martin Odegaard missed a very important chance to put Arsenal in front against Manchester United with a penalty. He did miss a penalty against Bayindir. But, yeah, as I've said, Bayindir was very good in this game and should replace Onana. I really do think that in this game, Arsenal weren't good enough. And for a top team like Arsenal to not be beating Manchester United, they just weren't good enough today. And I think that's something to learn from Arsenal. And, yeah, Arsenal's team as a whole wasn't good enough. Obviously, they've had Saka out injured for the last sort of 2 weeks, which would have affected them. But they've got different players, obviously, to Saka. And they shouldn't... This is Arsenal Football Club we're talking about. They shouldn't have to fear, playing games without Bukayo Saka, because they have a really good team. So, it helps Saka being in the team, but surely they can get wins without him. It was just not a very good performance from Arsenal today. And if I'm completely honest, I can't believe that it did go into extra time, because I thought that Man United should have had this done by full time. And I just think United were the better team, which is a sentence I haven't said in a long time. But, yeah, since United got that 2-2 draw against Liverpool at Anfield, it looks like they've been given a bit of a confidence boost, which I don't like. But, yeah, it's the reality of football. With Arsenal, if you don't take chances, you don't score. You've got to be in it to win it. Yeah, Man United were the first scorers in today's game and should have had it done by full time, which they didn't, which was pretty crap, because they should have had it done by full time, and I can't believe they didn't. But yeah, some pretty good penalties from Man United's players, and it was over and done in the penalties. It had to be over and done in the penalties, but yeah. I'm a bit sad that replays don't happen anymore, because if Tamworth and Tottenham had ended the way it did with replays, Tamworth would have been playing Tottenham at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which would have been a fabulous day for Tamworth fans. But yeah, they've kind of ruined the game taking replays out, which I don't like at all. I don't like that. Replays should have definitely stayed in the game, but it just didn't. It's how the FA... I don't know why the FA make decisions like this. Sometimes it's stupid. But yeah, I really do think that United should be able to kick on now because of this result, and it will give them more of a confidence boost. Not that I wanted to give them a confidence boost, because I dislike Manchester United with a passion. But I'm going to be honest. But when it comes to football, I think United should be able to kick on now. And if they don't, I don't know what more help they want. But yeah, they play Southampton next, and that should be a routine win for United. And if it isn't, I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. That United were the best team out of the two today. I've been really impressed with this FA Cup weekend, because we've had some really good games. We really have. Plymouth beating Brentford, one which I nearly forgot to mention. Props to Plymouth, because beating a Premier League team when you're, I don't know, I can't quite remember which league Plymouth are in. I think they're in League One, if I'm correct. But yeah, Plymouth beating Brentford is a massive result for Plymouth. Not sure it'll be the same fortune for them in the next rounds. Obviously, they'll play Liverpool, which I'm quite happy with, because It's a League One team, and should be quite an easy game for Liverpool. But yeah, props to Plymouth for that result against Brentford. But yeah, respect to Tamworth for taking it to extra time with Tottenham. That is still a great result for Tamworth, even though they lost. They can't have. Sorry about that. They can't have a great result without it being a loss, because we all knew this was going to be a loss today, didn't we? For Tamworth, but I didn't expect it to be 3-0. That's just Tottenham versus Fulham. That's just. I think Fulham would beat Tottenham, but this is just a Premier League game for Tottenham. This was beating Tamworth 3-0, but I'm very impressed by Tamworth. But yeah, to come from this game, United with a better team, and I think they should be able to kick on now. And if they don't, I won't be surprised. But yeah, we move on in the FA Cup. We go to, round 4 now? Yeah, it is. And the draw's been made. Yeah, if you enjoyed that video, you know what to do, which means like, subscribe, turn post notifications on, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.